Hello, here is the news at this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. Oyo Assembly orders IGP to begin investigation of AKINYELE serial killer's escape from custody. Strict rules as international flights resume August 29th. And on the foreign scene, more than 100,000 people volunteer for COVID-19 vaccine trials in the UK. And in the world of sports, new Roma owners reveal ambitious plan for the Italian club. Now the news in details. The Oyo State House of Assembly has called on the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, to order a thorough investigation into the escape of Sunday Shodikbe, the suspected serial killer in AKINYELE local government area of the state. Speaking during a press conference, a lawmaker representing Ogbomoso North State Constituency and Chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Inclusion, Mrs. Bimbo Oladeji, appealed to the IGP to put the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Joe Enwonwu, on his toes to ensure investigation is carried out and everyone involved in the escape of the suspect is brought to book. She later charged the police to place a bounty on the suspected killer to speed up his rearrest, saying it will go a long way in ensuring quick and successful rearrest of the suspect. Mrs. Bimbo Oladeji appealed to the general public to remain calm and allow the security agency to do their job. She also called on Governor Seyi Makinde to expedite action on the speedy takeoff for Operation Amotekun to assist other security outfits in the state to ensure the security of lives. Oyo State Deputy Governor, Engineer Ralph Olaniyan and Niji Farm Ilero is said to partner with the Okiogun youths on the cultivation of 250 acres of cassava plantation at Olofin village, Odogun Iseyin, in Ogun State area of Oyo State. This was contained in a press statement signed by the coordinator of Okiogun Green Revolution, Bola Olalere. According to the reports, the 250 acres cassava plantation is the first phase of an empowerment scheme that is aimed at empowering about 500 youths who are interested in agribusiness from all the 10 local governments in Okiogun, stating further that the 250 acres of land used for Olofin Farm was donated by the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Ralph Olaniyan, who also funds the clearing of the land. Messrs. Niji Farm, on the other hand, is said to provide all the inputs, which are the tractorization, cassava stems and herbicides for the farm and buying back the cassava tubers at an agreed off-taker's price on harvest. Niji Farm, however, is also providing extension services for the farm, which will be allocated at 5 acres per participant. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika has announced that international flights will resume operation on August 29th. This was disclosed on Monday in Abuja during the briefing by members of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. The minister stated that flight operation would begin in and out of 2 airports, the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Also noted that procedures to be observed by passengers would be announced in due course. Meanwhile, the minister in his statement has said that passengers will have to undergo tests before boarding flights into Nigeria and would also undergo another test 8 days after arrival in the country. Following this development, the federal government has, however, said evacuation flights, which were introduced in the wake of the ban on international flights occasioned by the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, will end on August 25th. Oil workers agencies under the Ministry of Petroleum Resources is said to have suspended their strike after meeting with the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris. A source in the meeting between the executive members of the Petroleum and National Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasen, and the Accountant General told newsmen that an agreement was reached with the federal government to immediately pay the oil workers the 3 months' salaries using the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System, GIFMIS, platform. The source, however, stated that it was also agreed that a new date was fixed for issues surrounding enrollment on the Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System, IPPIS, to be addressed. The OAGF is said to have commenced the process of payment as at 17th August and urges all affected agencies to submit a copy of the letter the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation sent to them and the soft copy of salary upload for May, June and July 2020. Moving on to the foreign scene, the British government has announced on Monday that more than 100,000 people have volunteered to take part in COVID-19 vaccine trials in Britain and are also encouraging more to sign up for the National Health Service COVID-19 Vaccine Research Registry. Researchers, however, want volunteers from all parts of society, especially those who are more likely to benefit from the vaccine. The over 65s, frontline health and social care workers, and those from Black, Asian and minority ethnic backgrounds. The department also said clinical studies with a diverse pool of volunteers will help scientists and researchers better understand the effectiveness of each vaccine candidate and will considerably speed up efforts to discover a safe and workable vaccine. A Philippine government minister, Interior Secretary Eduardo Ano, has tested positive for coronavirus 5 months after an initial diagnosis. As experts investigate whether he had been reinfected, Interior Secretary Eduardo Ano, who is helping to spearhead the country's virus response, said he returned positive on Saturday after experiencing flu-like symptoms last week. Ano was said to be first diagnosed with COVID-19 in March, but did not show any signs of the disease at the time. But Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire said experts were analyzing Ano's symptoms, his previous positive test, and laboratory results to see if it is a second infection. Ano, who was tested ahead of a meeting with President Rodrigo Duterte and other key cabinet members on Monday, was to decide whether to extend a 2-week lockdown in Manila and 4 surrounding provinces that is due to expire this week. However, the Health and Labour Ministries have ordered people to wear face masks and visors at their workplaces after outbreaks at office cafeterias. Moving on to the exciting world of sports, Roma is said to have been acquired by the Friedkin Group, and the new owner is set to make the Serie A club one of the greatest names in world football. The Friedkin Group has, however, completed its takeover for President James Pallotta on Monday, acquiring an 86.6% majority stake in the Italian team. Meanwhile, the Houston-based ownership group will launch a mandatory tender offer upon the publicly held ordinary shares, representing approximately 13.4% of Roma's share capital. 3-time Serie A champions, Roma, who last won the Scudetto in 2001, finished 5th in 2019-2020 with 13 points adrift of champions Juventus and has reached the Coppa Italia quarterfinals and Europa League last 16 during Paulo Fonseca's first season as head coach. Manchester United star David De Gea has announced he is confident enough to continue as the club's #1 goalkeeper amid question marks over his future. De Gea's position is said to have been criticised in the 2019-2020 season amid his inconsistent form, highlighted by his errors in the United's FA Cup semi-final loss to Chelsea at Wembley last month. Dean Henderson's form during his loan spell at Sheffield United is said to have prompted calls for the Englishman to return to Old Trafford and challenge De Gea for the starting role. De Gea is reported to have won the Premier League, FA Cup, Europa League, EFL Cup and Community Shield since arriving from Atletico Madrid in 2011, and he is contracted to United until at least June 2023. With that, we've come to the end of the news, a recap of the news headlines. Oyo Assembly orders IGP to begin investigation of AKINYELE serial killer's escape from custody. Strict rules as international flights resume August 29th. And on the foreign scene, more than 100,000 people volunteer for COVID-19 vaccine trials in the UK. And world of sports, new Roma owners review ambitious plan for the Italian club. Also, please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I am Olaide Amose. Good day and thank you for watching.